Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela, and if you weren't already aware, this is Slow Reader's Bookshelf. So I have a bit of an unhaul for you. I haven't done one of these for ages and ages and ages, but I thought I would show you some books that are going, leaving, flying away, I'm letting go of. Books, some of them are ones that I have a couple of copies of, some possibly that I've DNF'd, some that are in part of a series that I didn't get on with the first one. But before we start, we know the admin side of it. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already do so. Comment down below, give it a thumbs up if you enjoy the video, and press that notification bell. These things do really appreciate it, and it just shows us how the videos are going. So here we go. I'm probably not going to go into, I've got quite a few, so I'll probably not go into a great lot of detail about what the books are. Some of them, as I say, I haven't even read. I've just kind of thought, I'm not interested. So, and I will be bending down because they're down here in the bag. First one, we have Agatha Christie, The Seven Dials Mystery. I've had this for a wee while. I have actually watched it, and I'm going to say Netflix series, but I've bought a nicer copy of it. I've got an actual hardback copy of it. I think it's up here. I don't know if you can see it here. So therefore, paperback one's going. This is not going to work because I'm going to have to bend down all the time. Ha! Right. The other one I read, oh gosh, was that last year sometime? Which is Charlie Hedges' Missing, My Life Finding the Lost and Delivering Justice for the Living. This one was about the detective who was involved in some major crimes, major missing, people gone missing. He never went into, I wouldn't say famous crimes, but he just talked in general. It was interesting, but it's going. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pause you for a moment, and I'm going to try and do this a little bit. This is probably going to be as much chaos, but at least I've got them here, and I might just have to try and put the books on the floor. And I must apologise, probably hear the rattling of the bag. So the other one I'm getting rid of is Heart for Christmas, Open a Chapter a Day, Sophie Germain, an Advent romance. I actually got to page, page 3 or chapter 3, day 3, and I wouldn't say it was so dreadful, but it just was, yeah. I bought this one from Waterstones because I know there was quite a few of the versions going around that apparently they were thought to be dodgy, possibly ones bought off TikTok and other places. This was bought off Waterstones, so I paid full price for it, but I only got to page 4 and the rest isn't actually open. So yeah, it's an interesting concept, yeah, but it wasn't, yeah, I thought this is dreadful, so yeah. Right, so this one, these will be all I'm putting together, and I don't know where the first one is, or is it? I think so. So they are the Reverend Richard Cole's books. These are lovely. The Waterstones edition. In fact, that one's signed. I just couldn't get away with him. I didn't like his writing. I love the idea. You've got a vicar who helps solve crimes. I read, if those of you who've been here a while, I read the book, it's Christmas one, and I just thought it took a load of faffing to get round to it. And I was a little bit put off there. Then I started reading, and I think it's the first one, which is Murder Before Evensong. I have watched the TV programme, did quite enjoy that. it's just the writing style. But I'm going to let the rest go because I've got them on my shelf. I don't feel I'm going to read them. I have got a copy of Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. I've got a paperback version of this. That's pure and simple. I've got a paperback version, and therefore I'm going to get rid of this one. It's the story of, well, Lady Macbeth. It says the lady knows the stories that her eyes, the madness in men. The lady knows she will wed. She will be wed to the Scottish brute. So it's, yeah. So I've got a paperback version, and so I decided to just pass that one on because I think other people will enjoy it. This I read a few years ago, When the War Came Home by Leslie Parr. This is really good. This is about a little girl, right? So the First World War has ended, but it hasn't gone away. So this one is a little girl, and I think is it 3 different people she encounters, and how they, and if I remember rightly, she's waiting for her brother to come back. So it says when Natty is moved to a new village, or I think she goes to stay with aunties. She meets 2 young soldiers who are still battling the effects of war. Hugh can't forget the terrible things he's seen, but Johnny doesn't even remember who he is. So yeah, but I'm not going to read it again, but I would recommend it. It is a children's book. It's a middle grade, I would say, but I would recommend it. It was a good book. I'm just not going to read it again. The Peep Show, The Murders at 10 Riddington Place by Kate Summerskill. This again is a signed copy of it. This was longlisted for the Women's Prize. Excuse me, I'm going to have to have a drink. I get a tickly in my throat, so I have to have a drink. Longlisted for the Women's Prize for Non-Fiction in 2025. This is it's what it says again in this on the front. It is the murders, and looks into who committed the main murders. Somebody who was, it seems now, was wrongly convicted in the first place and was executed for doing them. I enjoyed it. I like true crime. It's a nice copy, but I don't think I would reread it, and somebody might get some pleasure out of it. It's like do you know what this is? It's like a lucky dip. Again, the Poppy War, they trained her for war. She intends to end it, by R.F. Kwan. Again, purely, I have a nice copy. I got a special edition of it, and therefore I'm letting this one go. So this is, she's a peasant, she's a student, she's a soldier, she's a goddess. And it is, yeah, I think it was the beginning of a series. Be behind there. I think they're behind there somewhere, the books, but I know the other copy I've got is in the bedroom. But yeah, it was a popular book at the time, so it's sort of it's a fantasy book. So yeah, I suppose it was a lot. I'm not seeing on the, maybe along the lines of Fourth Wing, I think. I know the Fourth Wing, I think, might have dragons in, but it's that kind of fantasy young girl battling situation. Oh gosh, I can't get hold of this. This has never been read. I bought it for my husband in a charity shop when we were in Scotland, and thought he might enjoy it. We Need to Talk About Kevin Bridges. It's about Kevin Bridges, the comedian. That's all I can say about that one. Oh. Again, it's because I've got a hard copy of this at bookshops and Bone Dust. In fact, you know what I think it was? I think this was I got a book box and I think this came in it, and I already have a copy of it. This is the second book after, so it's a high fantasy first loves second hand books, and it is the second one after Legends and Lattes, which is that one is Vivanoga, who opens a coffee shop and introduces coffee. So yes, that's going because I've already got a copy. This again, Wicked, I already have a copy of this, so therefore I am going to get rid of this one. Yeah, this is well, you know now, everybody seems to know about Wicked now. It has since been made into a movie. I haven't read the book, but I saw the stage version about 7 times. I do love it. It's one of my favourite musicals to see on stage. I've come accustomed to the movie, and I do actually have the movie to watch. So I've come accustomed to the people playing the characters in the movie and things like that. This is obviously what the movie was based on. And as you say, we've got the story of how the good and the bad witch, if that's what you believe, came about. We've got Alphabet and Glinda. So that's just because I've got an extra copy of it. Julia and the Shark by Kieran Millwood Hargreaves. It is a beautiful book. I don't think I would... I'm going to reread it. I think I'm going to pass it on. I think, giving it, you know, spreading the love. It can go to a charity shop and somebody will hopefully buy it for their child and they will enjoy it. It is a beautiful book, but like I say, I've got so many books. I mean, I must have 1,000, if not over 1,000 books. Because I've got about 11 bookshelves full of books, and a lot of them I haven't read, so I don't tend to hold on to books unless I really love them and know I'm going to read it again. So I'm going to pass that on. Let somebody love it. This I bought on a whim years ago. The Greatest Love Story Ever Told. It's not. It's about Megan Maloney, that she was in, and her husband. She was an actress in Will and Grace. I think at the time I was going through a phase. I do find Will and Grace, the TV series, really funny, and I loved the character of Karen, but it was on my shelf, and when I was having a sort out, and I thought, do you know what it is? I don't even think I'm going to read that. And to be truthful, when I flick through it, it seems to be like, I want to say conversation. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, that's going. We're getting there. Oh, we have, gosh, this video is going to be shorter than I thought. We have The Secret of Haven Point by Lisette Anton. Outsiders never came here. The magic doesn't let them. This I read a few years ago. Again, pure. I enjoyed it at the time. It wasn't a favourite book. It's like it says on the front there. It's about outcasts. It's about an island. I presume, you know, it's a little bit of them protecting the island, what they do to protect the island, and what outsiders think of them. And yeah, it says on the back, a charming tale of found families, mermaids, with my favourite kind of hero at the heart, by Elle McNichol wrote that. So it's good. It's a middle grade book, but again, it's just a book. I'm not gonna reread it, so I am gonna pass it on, and then it means at least somebody will think that, oh, I have got some more. I was thinking I haven't got any more. I've got Noughts and Crosses. I got this. I'm getting rid of this because I bought a box set with them all. There's a few in the series, is there? And I bought the box set anyway. So I thought, again, I had 2 versions of it. I bought this one from Barter Books in Alnwick. This is about a society where, and I think they did a TV series, doesn't it? So where I was going to say where the power shifts, but you know, we all are equal anyway, and so I don't know what I think of it anyway, because so what you've got is, I suppose, you're a naught and I'm a cross, and there's nowhere for us to be, nowhere for us to go where we can be left in peace. That's why I started crying for all the things we're never gonna have. So we've got two friends. They've been friends since childhood, and they both knew that as far as it goes, there is a world full of racism, fear and mounting violence, where noughts and crosses are faced to be enemies. Then against all odds, the star-crossed lovers choose each other, but this is a love story that will lead them both to terrible danger. Now, yeah, and I think, as far as I'm aware, it's kind of based on your colour of your skin, and I think that's because I've heard people in the past talk about the book, and I mean the series I think was a few years ago now, and I think I might have seen a clip of it, but certainly that's going because I've got a box set with them in, and then I've got a couple of copies of this. I think I've got a hardback copy of it, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore, The Season to Fall in Love. Actually, the new one's out, isn't it? This I read a couple of years ago. I'm just having a look. Right, so we've got, she's gifted Aunt's beloved Pumpkin Spice Cafe in the small town of Dream Harbour. This is spicy from what I remember. I've got a couple of the other ones. I haven't read them yet. I think, if I remember rightly, it's about, as I say, Dream Harbour, the residents there and various things. So I think you've got like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Have you got the gingerbread? I'm saying store. Have you got the I don't know. You've got them. Anyway, so this Jeannie jumps at the chance to start a new life away from a dull desk job. You've got the local farmer who's trying to avoid gossip. Is there something happening? Does something happen and strange things keep happening in the cafe and he helps solve it? Do I remember rightly? I could be wrong. I could have mixed that up with something. Is there something? Is there odd things that keep happening in the cafe, and she's trying to find out who's causing them, and he helps her, and ultimately there's romance, isn't there? Always romance, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Anyhow, right, I think that's it. So there we go. That is a bit of an unhaul. Just books that I'm going to let go. So I will get them to the local charity shop, and hopefully somebody else will love them, enjoy them. Books that I've not read. Some of them, like I say, I've got some Waterstones books. I've got some nice books. Anyhow, thank you for watching. If you have got to the end of this video, I was going to say give us a pumpkin, but I mean, we're not seasonally right, are we really? Give me a cup of coffee emoji for the cafe rather than a pumpkin, because we're not in the autumn at the moment. Although I could drink pumpkin spice, I must admit, throughout the year. I could drink a coffee at any time. Anyway, do take care. Thank you for watching. Comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and do please consider subscribing if you don't already do so. And I'll see you very shortly again in the library, and we'll talk again. Bye.